My message that I'm going to give you guys today actually came out of a Life Journal, and I use this SOAP organization method, which is the scripture, observation, application, prayer. I'm sure we all know that. And the scripture that I'm going to be reading from is Acts 7:9-10, and it says, "These patriarchs were jealous of their brother Joseph, and they sold him to be a slave in Egypt. But God was with him and rescued him from all his troubles and gave him favor before Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. God also gave Joseph unusual wisdom. So the Pharaoh appointed him governor over all of Egypt and put him in charge of the palace." So my observation was that Joseph's brothers, out of jealousy, sold him into slavery, thinking that they were ruining his life, that they were stopping, they were just ruining his future. But in reality, it actually was one of the best things that could happen to him, because he ended up being Pharaoh's right-hand man. And many times as Christians, my application is this, we think that the worst possible things that can happen to us, circumstances, just things not going our way, is the worst possible thing. But in reality, a lot of these things catapult us and end up being the best possible things that can happen to us.
Yeah, that's good.
A few years ago, I used to have a really big obsession with arrows. They were like my favorite thing. So it's funny that you have a tattoo of that. But I loved arrows so much that I ended up going to an archery range. And I'm not sure if you're familiar in how to shoot a bow and arrow, but it's awesome. So first things first, you have the bow, and then you clip the arrow on the back of the string, and you have to pull the arrow back in order for it to be shot forward.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure if you're catching what I'm putting down right now, but you have to pull the arrow back in order for it to be shot forward. Now, with this, it's a perfect mirror of our Christian lives. So many times we're dealing with things and it just seems like left and right. There's always something going wrong and we're being pulled back. But in reality, a lot of these times, these things that are pulling us back are what happened right before we're launched into that promise that we've been praying for God for, that we've been believing for God to do in our lives. In Joseph's case, when his brothers sold him into slavery, he could have easily just said, well, this is it. I'm done. I'm literally going to be a slave for the rest of my life. And he could have accepted that for a reality. But instead, he says, no, I have a promise that God has given me. I remember those dreams. I'm going to cling to those dreams. I'm going to hold on and keep my aim and keep my focus, because I know at any moment God's going to launch me into what he has promised me. Now, there's two seasons to this. There's a season of pulling, which we were talking about, and the season of launching. And the season that we dislike the most, and if I'm going to be honest, that I hate, is a season of pulling. That season of pulling, it just stinks, because there's so many things going on, and it just seems like, oh, there's a family issue here, and then financial issue here, and relationship issue here. But a lot of times when we get through that season of pulling and we reach that season of launching, we realize, wow, God, I'm so thankful for that season of pulling, because it prepared me for where I am today. If I hadn't gone through what I've gone through, I wouldn't be able to sustain the responsibility, the new things that are placed in my lap right now in this moment. And I remember when I first started shooting the arrow, I was bad. I had the worst aim possible. I was hitting the wall. I was hitting the lights. I almost hit my instructor. Like, it was bad. It was bad. I won't even show you videos. It was terrible. Tried to take videos, tried to be cute, but it was not good. But I'm so thankful for what it says in Psalms 127:4. That we, as children of God, are in hands of a warrior. We're like arrows in the hands of a warrior. Not someone who doesn't know how to aim. Not someone like me who literally was very, very bad. But someone who knows how to aim, who can direct us and guide us where we're supposed to go if we just keep the focus. And I just want to remind you right now in this moment that you're in good hands because you're in God's hands. Yeah. You don't have to worry. You don't have to stress. If you just continue to focus, if you continue to keep the course, he's going to bless you. He's going to launch you if you just stay faithful. One thing that my instructor kept telling me over and over again is it's crucial to be still. It's crucial to be still. In order to have that precision and accuracy, you can't be going back and forth. You can't be shaking your hands. You have to be completely still in order to hit the target.
Yeah.
And why am I bringing this up? What does it have to do with being still in our walk with Jesus? But when you're still, that means you're at rest. You're at rest in him and his presence. You're trusting, you're believing that he has you covered. That if you just continue to stick the course, if you continue to focus, if you continue to keep aiming, you're going to be launched into that season. Amen. So we choose to be still, and knowing that we are arrows in the hands of God, and that he is going to launch us if we just continue to hold our aim. And that was the title of my message, if you didn't catch it, if I didn't say it. But just like Joseph, he held his aim, and even though his brother sold him into slavery, and it seemed like it was the worst possible thing that could happen to him, if you just keep your focus in this season, and I'm sure we're all in that season of pulling, if you just keep your focus, you are going to be launched into the right season, because you're going to be able to know where your target is. And that's my message.